welcome back to Relatable Conversations. It's your girl Sierra, and today is September 25th. It might be right. Y'all know I be struggling with these days. Might be. Today's a Thursday. So that meant that I had to leave work an hour early to go pick up Cameron to bring him to therapy by 2. I'm not sure when I'm gonna drop this video because I don't want to hit y'all back to back with autism videos. So I may just sit on this maybe like a week or so and then drop it. But if not, you know, it's out there. And the reason why I'm coming now, first off, I want to say none of the stuff that I be saying is stuff that I write out and say, okay, I want to get on here, I want to talk about this, so I want to get on and talk about that. It's stuff that's happening right then and there, stuff that's on my mind. You know, y'all come with me on my days and my life, work. Even though y'all don't get it until maybe it's probably about a week, 2 weeks old. Nothing in my life is scripted. And anybody that knows me, and as y'all continue to learn and grow with me, I'm a person that you gonna hear me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I love to talk, but I'm gonna tell you the real, the raw, the organic Sierra. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is real life. I'm not gonna get on here and sugarcoat anything of how I feel, what I said. That's never been me. Never been me. So I hopped on now. I wasn't gonna even record today because when I tell you I got videos on top of videos on top of videos, I got videos on top of videos on top of videos. I'm not even playing. It's just like, you know, I'm starting this YouTube. I'm gonna give it all that I have and be dedicated towards it. But I was just gonna, you know, take a break without recording for a couple days. You remember my last video, I was trying to decide if, well, maybe not my last video, but in one of my videos I was just like, well, I was supposed to be going out on Saturday with Bestie, and then I wanted to do, maybe go visit my dad Sunday, and I wasn't sure, you know, if I was gonna record going out or, you know, that whole situation. If you watch the video full through, then that's the gist of it. But I'm hopping on because if you watch my autism video, my IEP meeting video, towards the end I said make sure that you advocate for your kids. Whether your child have autism or not, make sure that you advocate for your kids. Don't always go off of what the teacher, the therapist are saying, because you don't know my child how I know my child. You're seeing my child twice a week for 30 minutes for his speech and for his OT. In school, they're teaching, you know, what they supposed to be teaching him on the curriculum and what is in his IEP. But, excuse what I'm about to say, but you not finna sit here and just treat me any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you not finna tell me what you're gonna do with my child and pretty much I need to hop on in the bandwagon. No, that's not how this works. Okay? And let me, you know, because I'm probably loud, because I'm really learning to think before I speak. But you gonna hear me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna hear me. I'm not gonna be on here long. I'm not gonna be on here long. It's already close to like 5 minutes as is. So maybe like 10-15 minutes. It's 2:26 right now. I'm not finna be on here long. But I did want to hop on to, you know, speak to my moms that have kids on the spectrum, people that don't have kids on the spectrum, just everybody. Cameron gets therapy twice a week. He gets Mondays and Thursdays, he will see his speech and then OT, occupational therapy, on Mondays, and then on Thursdays he will go to OT first, occupational therapy, and then he will go to speech. I want to say every 6 months, Cameron has to do a reevaluation to update his goals. Now, with that, you know, they'll do what they need to do, but at the same time, they need to get your input on, as the parent, they need to get your input on what you would like to be taught as well. So I take Cameron up there. His OT, she's already out, she's waiting. Now, I do want to put it out there that, you know how some people you just don't click with. I know I be giving off resting bitch face. I know this. But I can be goofy, I can be funny. I like to play around, joke around, that type of stuff. Now, all his other therapists he done had, I have, you know, been joking around, but it's just something about this one that I'm really not meshing with. But I'm just like, okay, just because I don't mesh with her like that does not mean that Cameron does not like her. Okay, so I'm not even gonna put it out there like, okay, he don't like her or nothing like that. I understand she has a job that she has to do, and as a parent, I have a job that I have to do. So she tells me that they're learning how to identify coins and count coins, and he needs to learn how to tie his shoe at home. Okay, cool. Maybe it's me, but when I had his IEP meeting yesterday, they were saying how, you know, Cameron is learning how to subtract 1 through 10. Now he's moving on to 1 through 20. Matter of fact, I have Cameron planner, because I also said I wanted more communication when it came to, this is his teacher at school. When we had the IEP meeting, I did say I wanted more communication when it came to what he's learning. It don't have to be detailed every day, but I need more communication so I know what to ask and what to help him on. You know what I'm saying? So for parents that don't know, your input is always welcome. And when you do an IEP meeting, make sure that they put whatever your questions, concerns, anything like that in his IEP meeting. Put it on that paper, okay? Put it on that paper. So this is what his teacher is saying. Today we did Stuart Little Read Out Loud, Chapter 3. We are working on double digit addition. We are also reviewed XKS sound and words that begin and end with the letter X. Cool. Okay, cool. Now, mind you, his OT therapist is telling me that they're learning to identify coins and how much they are. Now, I'm explaining to her that, you know, in school, he's learning how to do addition and subtraction. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? If I'm wrong, then please comment down below if it makes sense to y'all. But if he don't even know how to add up, subtract, or count up to 100, why is he identifying coins? So I can sit here and say, okay, Cameron, this is a quarter, it's 25 cents. This is a penny. This is 1 cent. Mind you, he's already being, I wouldn't say over processing, but he is being taught addition and subtraction in school. he's not going to be able to have all that in his brain, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to overpower him with all this stuff from what he's learning in school and what he's learning in therapy. Why wouldn't you try to piggyback off of what he's learning in school with what y'all have set, on his goals? Now, when they do the reevaluation, they're supposed to ask you. I don't remember being asked. So, and then this is where the disconnect is happening. The same person that is his OT is not the same person that's reevaluating him. So this person does not know or have sat with my son every Monday and Thursday to see what he needs help on. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're working with my son, every day, when he's here. But you have this other person that's only able to reevaluate because his OT therapist cannot do the reevaluation. I'm not sure if she's not certified. I'm not sure. But from what they said, when I got his goals, she can't do his reevaluation. There's another guy that does their reevaluation. That's the disconnect right there. But you're not fin to come up with a goal for my son if you haven't even had my input. Because I would have told you, this is what he's learning in school. You shouldn't be teaching him something completely different than what he's learning in school. Maybe a couple more things, of course, tying the shoe, eating with a fork and spoon, cutting knife, brushing teeth, that type of stuff. That's what, the add-ons you can have. But if I'm trying to explain to you what he's learning in school, don't shoot me down. Because I'm nice until I'm not. Let me say that again. I'm nice till I'm not. But you're not going to sit there and tell me, oh, well, this is kind of the same. No, it's not the same thing. Let's master these numbers so when he sees a quarter, dime, nickel, penny, he knows this is what it is. Then you want him to add and subtract or whatever these coins. How can he do that if he don't even know how to add or subtract? So that's where that's why I'm just like, what? I'm just, I'm so strong when it comes to me being a parent. I don't play. Because when I leave this earth, my kids gonna know that I fought for them. I may not have all the answers and I may not do everything right, but I'm going to make sure that my kids get the best education they can. I apologize if it seemed like I'm yelling, but when I stand in something, my own beliefs, that's what it is. That's what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's not wrong. And I have every right as a parent to say, no, that's not what I like. And this is your job. This is what you signed up for. If you feel like I'm making your job difficult, oh effing well. This is what the school is teaching. This is what his IEP is saying. And I provided him with a copy of it. Here, put this in his file. So when they do his reevaluation, that's coming up soon, she said, you can look on here and say, okay, well, let me add this in. And then if anything else changes, then I can let them know and it could be updated. Just how when it comes to the IEP, anything that they want to add or take out has to go through me. You can't sit there and say, okay, well, Cameron doesn't need the language pathologist. You know what I'm saying? Like the speech pathologist without my approval. Or if you want to take minutes from his social studies and put it with something else, Everything has to go through me. Either me or his dad. And his dad really don't know that much to say yes or no. So most of the time, it's going to have to go through me. Any modification to his IEP has to go through me. So when it comes to therapy, you're not going to tell me what you're going to teach him and is what I need to hop on a bandwagon, because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Like I said, because realistic to me, it's kind of like, okay, well, let's get the adding and subtraction, and then let's incorporate, as we're doing the adding and subtracting, the coins. So when you get up to the number 25, you can add the quarter. Like, okay, Cameron, this is 25. This is a quarter. And so on and so forth. That's just how I'm thinking. Like I said, if I'm wrong, y'all drop it down below, because y'all already know, like, I'm not ashamed to admit if I'm wrong. But I feel like I'm not wrong in the situation. Now, like I said, Cameron gets reevaluated every 6 months. I want to say every 6 months. And they will give us like a little whiteboard that has a whole bunch of different questions, and it has like different, I want to say different numbers, and then at the end they tallied up. It's something like that, on what we feel like. Okay, can Cameron brush his teeth by himself? Can Cameron tie his shoe by himself? Can Cameron get dressed by himself? Can he button his shirt by himself? And it's like, no, it might be with numbers, but I know it's like likely, unlikely, that type of stuff. And I have to answer that. And they will also incorporate that when it comes to his reevaluation. The reevaluations do have to go through the insurance. And that's how he is approved for his therapy. Now, I get Medicaid for Cameron. So all his appointments cost me nothing. You know, dentist, doctor, cost me nothing. It's through Medicaid. Also, I didn't mention it in my other video, but if you watch my IEP meeting video, I think it was on there where I was like, Cameron didn't get out of pull-ups till he was like 7. There is a company that adults go through for adult pull-ups and stuff like that. They also provide it for kids, and that also went through Medicaid. Those was free. So if you are a parent to an autistic child that is not potty trained, look into, I want to say down here in Florida, it's called, I want to say Aeroflow. I want to say it's like AEROFLOW. I think that's how you spell it. I want to say they will send a referral to the child's doctor. They have to fill it out and then send it back. Now, if it gets to a point where your child has outgrown that size, you know, in kids, you can transition into adults, you know, maybe like an adult small, and those fit just as well. So I wish I had known that early on, because we was buying pull-ups, but towards the end we was going through Medicaid. So that's something to look into. But I think that's gonna be it, because I'm pretty sure that this video is already about 20 minutes. But long story short, don't feel like you have to agree with what the therapists and teachers are saying about your child. You know your child. You know what your child is capable of. But always make yourself feel, or I won't even say that, but always voice how you feel. Always advocate for your child. Don't feel like because what they are saying is right, That don't always mean that. That don't always mean that. You're the parent. Even if it seemed like you're making their job difficult, oh well. Oh well, I'm not gonna just sit here and be like, okay. That I can't, no. Especially when it just doesn't make sense to me. Always advocate for your child. And if you like what you see, you like what you hear, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.